Google's stand against China may widen as sources tell us that Yahoo's accounts in the country have also been attacked by hackers. So could a full-scale withdrawal be on the cards? And is China's internet on the way to becoming a giant intranet? That's the subject of this morning's Lex on Bloomberg as we partner with the Financial Times. The columnist Ben McLannahan joins us now live from Hong Kong. So, Ben, first of all, what are Google's motivations here? I mean, is this really a moral stand?
It is. It's certainly a matter of principle. Google in the past has shown a very high tolerance for Chinese interference in its business. It's been there for most of the last decade. It launched Google.com in 2000. And until 2006, when it launched its Chinese language version, it had to endure constant blockages and accusations of peddling pornography and vulgarity. And that's continued. In the last year, it's had to close down YouTube altogether.
So is it now saying enough is enough?
This is a whole new order.
Is it now saying enough is enough?
That's right. Yeah, this is a line in the sand.
Is the U.S.
That's right.
Are the U.S. authorities possibly involved?
Well, you'd think so, given that Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, is due to speak next week on internet freedom. I think there's a very slim chance that Google could have done this without some kind of implicit or explicit state backing.
So previously, Google had said that it was doing more good than harm by being in the country and agreeing to this censorship. So has it done any good in the time that it's been there? Has it helped feed the desire for the Chinese to have some freedom of speech?
Yeah, well, you always have to take this with a pinch of salt. Google is a company that's very given to self-mythology. It has its 10 core principles, which are quite sick-making to read in some respects. But it does place a very high premium on freedom of speech in whatever market it's in. And in China, that's cost it, of course, in operational difficulties, negotiating with all the different bureaucracies and authorities that oversee the internet in its various guises. But this is certainly a line in the sand. It said, enough is enough. You cannot access our users' Gmail accounts under the guise, it seems, of accessing a human rights activist. That's just not on. We need to sit down and discuss where we go from here.
But
and Google
is outcome?
Let's not.
What is the likely outcome of this
the likely outcome? I think if you look at the statement from Google, which kicked everything off, there was that word weeks. I think that was very carefully phrased. That this will take a while to sit down and thrash out. And, of course, China doesn't like being held to ransom like this, especially not by some chippy, hippie upstarts from Mountain View, California. This is not the way to get results in China, but Google's simply given up.
But can the Chinese government afford to lose Google? And vice versa, for that matter?
That's the key question. Yeah, Google needs China. It's not much. 1% of 2010 revenues, possibly 1.5 of net profits. It's about 1%. But of course, it's the world's fastest-growing internet market, the world's fastest-growing consumer market, for that matter. And of course, China needs Google. It needs competition in its domestic market. Without it, Baidu is ridiculously dominant. And for Google's innovation and its mere presence is a spur to others to improve their services. And of course, forcing it out would risk radicalizing this vast army of netizens, these bloggers that have already been making quite public demonstrations, laying flowers outside the headquarters in Beijing. So this is a very tricky time for the government.
Thanks very much, Ben, and also very interesting to see Yahoo entering the fray. That's Ben McLannahan, Lex columnist for the Financial Times, joining us there.